here is a walkthrough of some advanced set of options that you can do, kind of connecting Maid Central with other things if you'd like to. One of the things I really like to connect is our scorecard responses, just to get a little bit more kind of tracking purposes and stuff like that. So in your templates, you've got scorecard response dash scorecard response. So that double scorecard response is what you want. And this is a totally internal email. So this just goes to your own email. It doesn't go out to clients at all. So you can do whatever you want with this. It doesn't have to be very pretty. So this one's kind of the easiest first one to get an idea of how to connect everything. So what I do is I add double brackets around the different merge fields that I want to take out. Left brackets here, right brackets here. We've got response date, response text, customer ID. I usually put the first name and last name in one together, so it's just their full name. You can separate them out if you would like to. Job date, job ID. I don't grab the address because I don't really see a need to track that, but I do grab the home name. The two that are different are the team members and the comments. You'll see that I put the brackets on separate lines because these can populate multiple lines, and it makes it a little bit easier for your parser to track those if they're on a separate line, if the brackets are on a different line. So that's the first step. Next step is going into your chosen parser. I love Email Parser by Zapier. I think it is super user-friendly. So when you create a mailbox, it will bring you to this page. What I tend to do, find the easiest thing to do is just to come in here and copy this. Control A, copy, or Command A, whichever. Select all and copy and paste it into here, and then define your different sections. So I will go ahead and just delete what I've got going here. And my definition's already going to exist because I've already done this once before, but you'll just type in what you want to call those. Client name, client ID. Oh, did I miss job ID the first time? Looks like I missed job ID the first time, so that's interesting. Job date, home name, and then we've got technicians and comments. And then you'll hit save address and template. So, the address. This will automatically create like a random letter number at robot.zapier.com. I usually add at the end of it what it's used for, because if you get a lot of mailboxes going, holy cow, is it going to be confusing if you have 8 mailboxes and they all just have random letters and numbers in their names. So I do add something to it to help separate it out a little bit. And then you can save address and template, and then you can take this address, copy that one, and back in your template here, paste it into your blind carbon copy option here. And then save template and preview. And you can either go through and manually force a scorecard, here, or you can just wait for one to come through. Either is fine. But once they come through, you'll start to see how things are filling up. So this is our output. We've got date, score, client ID, client name, job ID, job date, home name, technicians, and comments. And why am I cutting off? So this is a great thing to just double check if everything's coming out the way that you want it to. So if it's inaccurate, you let it know, and then you go back and you just correct it. So technicians and comments, and then save your extra template. And it just helps make it a little more accurate, but I think I've only had to do this a couple of times where I actually needed to do that. So here's this one here that I can see it pulled out. It still cut that one off too. Interesting. So it looks like it's just cutting off the front and the end of this for some reason. So I'm going to edit an extra template for that as well. Oh, I already did. Okay, so maybe it was a different one. Anyways, so that should help a lot. And then Now you've got your parser set up, and you can just have this sit here to start grabbing things and making sure they're accurate before you do anything else with it. That's totally fine. That's usually how I'll start. And then, I'll give it like a day to just grab a couple of emails and make sure that those emails are parsing out correctly. And then there's a couple of other things you can do with this once you get it into Zapier.